Cold outreach is dying, not because email stopped working, but because how people do it hasn't evolved. High-volume, generic email blasts are flooding inboxes, burning domains, and wasting time. And if your team is still relying on volume alone, you're probably feeling it. But here's what most founders and sales teams don't realize. There is a better way. It's called intent data outreach, and it's not a tweak. It's a complete shift in how modern outbound actually works. This is the model we deploy when volume stops working. So let's start with the basics. Intent data is behavioral information that shows which prospects are actively researching or signaling interest in a specific topic, product, or problem. It tells you who's actually in market, not just who fits your ICP on paper. There are two main types. First, first-party intent data. That's data from your ecosystem. Website visits, pricing page views, form fills, email clicks, CRM activity. Second, third-party intent data. That comes from platforms like Bombora, ZoomInfo, or Clearbit, showing research activity happening across the web. Used correctly, intent data doesn't just build a list, it builds a timing advantage. Traditional cold email relies on guesswork. You buy a list based on job title or industry, you send a generic message, and you hope it lands at the right time. It used to work, now it barely does. Why? Because everyone's doing it. Messages get buried, domains get flagged, brands lose credibility. The modern inbox is ruthless. Intent-based outreach fixes this by prioritizing people with actual buying signals, enabling hyper-relevant messaging, lowering send volume while increasing reply rates. You move from interrupting strangers to engaging buyers.
Here's the real shift. Old model. Buy a list, send 500 emails, get 5 replies. New model. Use intent data to find accounts researching your category. Layer in job titles, engagement history, and signal strength. Send 50 personalized emails. Get 10 qualified replies. It's not about more volume, it's about more signal. This is what we consistently see outperform in real campaigns. And today, tools like Clay, 6 Sense, Apollo, and Phantom Buster make this repeatable, not manual.
Lead lists tell you who could be a fit. Intent data shows you who's actively looking. It's the difference between fishing in a random lake and casting into a stocked pond. With intent-based outreach, your emails arrive with relevance, open with context, convert because of timing. That's not magic. That's signal-driven prioritization. Even with good data, most outreach still fails because of 4 things: bad timing, weak copy, no follow-up, and no system. Here's the fix. Intent data fixes timing. AI fixes copy. Agents fix follow-up. Systems fix scale. You need all 4 working together. A modern outreach engine includes a signal source, replacing guesswork, a data layer, replacing bad lists and bounces, a personalization engine, replacing generic cold copy, a send engine, replacing domain burn, an agent layer, replacing SDR churn, a feedback loop, replacing static outreach. This is how outreach becomes a system, not a scramble. Outreach isn't dead. Cold outreach is. Buyers are still reading emails. They're just ignoring ones that sound like everyone else. If your team is working harder for worse results, or you're still blasting cold lists and hoping something sticks, it's time to shift. Build your sales engine around intent, not interruption. Intent data outreach lets you send less, say more, get better results. If you want to see which